Hello guys, today we are going to see the border dispute between India and Nepal over this controversial region called Kalapani. So both the nations are fighting over this region whether it belongs to India or Nepal. So we'll discuss this issue of Kalapani with respect to both preliminary point of view and the mains point of view, whatever needed for the UPSC examination. So in today's video, we'll discuss the actual immediate cause for the dispute, that is the actual border dispute. We'll discuss in detail the entire map and the map related areas that can be asked in preliminary, and we will also go back to this modern India and history bit of it. That is, we'll discuss about the Anglo-Nepal War and the Treaty of Sugauli, which was signed that led to the the interpretation of this Treaty of Sugauli of 1815 is the main bone of contention between both the nations, and we'll discuss about this. And finally, we'll discuss about the Sharda River or the Kali River or Mahakali River. We'll discuss its tributary origin with respect to the map question. So both India and Nepal have laid their claim over the region called Kalapani. Both India and Nepal both are claiming that this region belongs to them, and that is the main reason. India, after they made Jammu and Kashmir into a union territory, they released a new updated map in November. So in this new updated map, they showed that Kalapani belongs to India. When the India released this map, Nepal raised this as a very big diplomatic issue, and they said that Kalapani belongs to them, and they also were having the diplomatic level meetings to clarify this. Then what happened in May 8, 2020? Through video conferencing, our defense minister opened a new road which is connecting the Darchula and Lipulek Pass. This Darchula-Lipulek Pass link road is stated to be passing through this Kalapani region. And that led to the recent crisis now, which is being raised by the Nepal Prime Minister, who claimed that this road is passing through the disputed territory of Kalapani, and hence this road project should be stopped. And they also subsequently what they did, they released a new map, and they further went on to another step of amending their constitution itself. What Nepal did was, Nepal decided to amend their constitution and bring this Kalapani region into their constitution. From this itself we can note that now only they are going to bring the constitution amendment, which means that prior to that in their constitution the Kalapani is not into their territory. So that is the thing which India claimed as their point in their support, and we'll discuss about this issue further. So now let us start with this map. Once I could explain this map, it will be clear for you. This is Rek Rakasthal. This Rek Rakasthal and Rek Manasarovar. Lake Manasarovar are two important sacred regions for the Hindus in India, and it is a very important pilgrimage site. Indians visit this sacred site through this Lipulek Pass. This is Lipulek Pass here. This is Uttarakhand. From Uttarakhand through this Lipulek Pass, they enter into the Tibet, and this is a very huge trekking area. So the trekking starts here itself. From here they start the trekking, and they pass through here, and they finish the trekking here, and from here they will go through the road and reach the region. So this is how the pilgrimage works. Another route is we are having here Nathula Pass in Sikkim. From this Nathula Pass we can enter Tibet and we can come to Manasarovar Lake. Now let us come back to this border territory. This is the tri-junction between the Uttarakhand, Tibet in China, and Nepal. So this is Nepal here, okay, this is China and Tibet region, and this is Uttarakhand. And this is the boundary of Uttarakhand and Nepal here. So this is the Uttarakhand-Nepal boundary, and from here we are having the India-China border. This India-Nepal boundary is based on the Treaty of Sugauli. Treaty of Sugauli of 1815. According to this treaty, those region which is in the west of the Kali River belongs to East India Company, and those region which is in the east of the Kali River belongs to Nepal Kingdom. So that is how they demarcated. So here is where the Kali River originates, and it starts like this. This entire India-Nepal boundary here is demarcated based on Kali only. The region to the west of it belongs to East India Company, and now that is inherited by India, and region to the east belongs to Nepal Kingdom, and that is inherited by Kingdom of Nepal. If you could see, we know Nepal is like this. This entire western border of Nepal and India is demarcated by the Kali River only. This entire region is demarcated by Kali River, and Kali River comes like this, and it joins the Ghagra River. Ghagra is another tributary of Ganga, and it joins Ghagra River here. Ghagra in turn joins the Ganga. This is the Kali River. So what India claims is that Kali River starts here. So from here only the border is like that. North to the Kali River, where in this region, this Kalapani region belongs to India. That is how India is claiming. But the claim which is being done by Nepal is that there is a tributary of Kali River called Kuti. This Kuti is a river here. This Kuti River comes like this and meets the Kali River in Gunji region. If you see in map, Gunji is shown here. This Kuti River which is originating in Limpiadura region. According to Nepal, this is the source of Mahakali. Okay, Nepal is claiming that this is the source of Kali River and not this. What India is claiming that this is Kali River, and Kali River is coming like this, and this is Kuti River. Kuti River is a right bank tributary of Kali. But what Nepal is telling is that in this Limpiadura region, this Kuti river is originating, and this is the actual origin of Kali river. This is the actual origin of Kali river and not this. Okay, so that is what it's telling. But according to Treaty of Sagoli, and the further amendment to Treaty of Sagoli was done in 1857, which was accepted by both the regions, that this was the official acceptance as the origin. But now what Nepal claims is this is the origin. So this entire region to the east of the Kuti river and the Kali river belongs to Nepal. So Nepal claims this entire territory. So naturally this Kalapani region, this tri-junction here, so this Kalapani region, this is this triangular region, Kalapani region, this tri-junction naturally belongs to Nepal according to their Nepal's claim. But what India says, Kali river starts here, only from here only that Kali river boundary comes. North to that, this region is belonging to India. So that is what India is claiming, and this is Lipulekh Pass. So that is the bone of contention now between both the nations. For India, this region is very important because we are having the Lipulekh Pass, that is one of the entry through which which connecting the Tibet to India. And this is a strategic reason why, because Chinese army can easily enter here. Only if this region is under India control, we can have the entry, we can prevent the entry of Chinese incursions through this region, and that's why it is strategically important. And for other reason why it is important is trade. For trade and the pilgrimage purpose, we should have this control. And naturally, India is only controlling this region for the past, ever since 1947 to 2020. Even today, this region is being controlled by India only. Let us briefly go into the timeline of the event. So this is the timeline of the entire issue. Now let us start here. In 1949, when Tibet war, it is 48 here, it is 49, when the Tibet was annexed by China, at that point of time, what Nepal feared was, like how China occupied Tibet, they can also occupy Nepal. So Nepal can be at the threat of Chinese occupation. So what Nepal immediately did, Nepal came to India and asked for India's help to protect their borders. And India and Nepal decided to have, Indian army decided to protect the Nepal's border. So that is, we know Nepal is like this. So this is the Nepal-China border. Indian army decided to protect this Nepal-China border, and they set up 18 border checkposts here under the Indian control. This 18th last border checkpost was established in this region. Okay. 17th checkpost was started here, and 18th checkpost was kept in the Lipulekh Pass. So we have a pass called Tinker Pass here. Near the Tinker Pass, there is one checkpost, and Lipulekh Pass, there is another checkpost. In 1949, we established all these checkposts along the border. After 1962 war, what happened in 1962 war, if you could see, China entered into the Indian territory and occupied the Indian territory. So at that time, that war might also spill over to Nepal. So that is what the Nepal king feared. And what Nepal king did was, he gave the entire control of this Kalapani Pass to Indian government. Okay, Indian government took the entire control of the Kalapani Pass. Now, after this war was over in 1949, India withdrew from all this existing checkposts in the border, except Kalapani. So India still may retain this Kalapani checkpost until Tinker Pass. All the other checkposts was vacated by India. So Indian army vacated there, and only this Kalapani checkpost was still manned by India. And at that time, the King Mahendra of Nepal also concluded that this Kalapani region and the checkpost entirely belongs to India. He accepted that, fearing that, since it is strategically important for India, he thought that India might come and occupy it, even though if he is denying that India will occupy it. So in fear, what he said, let India take it. So according to that only, India is occupying there till today. So this issue was not coming back again till for the next 40 years. After 40 years, in 1995, India and Nepal signed a Treaty of Mahakali. So according to Treaty of Mahakali, India decided to construct a dam in the Kali river, and this was called as Pancheshwar project. India decided to construct this Pancheshwar project, hydropower project here. India is having a lot of hydropower projects in Nepal, and this was one of it. And India decided to generate electricity and share it with Nepal. So that was the agreement decided in the Treaty of Mahakali. When the Treaty of Mahakali is being discussed, again the Nepalese king raised this issue of Kalapani. Kalapani belongs to whom? So at that time, they both decided to form a committee. That committee was called Joint Technical Level Boundary Committee. The Joint Technical Level Boundary Committee concluded that Kalapani issue should be settled diplomatically through the diplomats. So again, this issue was raised during the Vajpayee time, and it was going. But what is the main origin for the point is, in 2017, two things happened. One thing was, India and China decided to restart this Lipulekh Pass. See, Lipulekh Pass was closed for a long time, and India and China decided to open this Lipulekh Pass for the pilgrims. So till then only Nathula Pass was used for pilgrimage, and they decided to open this Lipulekh Pass also for the pilgrimage. When they both decided to open up this Lipulekh Pass, they didn't consult the Nepal, because this is a contentious region. So both India and Nepal are claiming this region. They didn't consult the Nepal, and India and China decided to start it bilaterally themselves. So that led to a lot of criticism from Nepal, and that led to the origin of this issue. From that time onwards, parallelly, they were also enacting their constitution, and blockade also was going between India and Nepal, that blockade issue. Because of that blockade issue, this border dispute issue was kept aside, and that blockade issue took all this attention, and that was focused. Again, this was set to back seat. In 2019, when Government of India decided to convert the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh into union territories, and they decided to release a new map in November, when Indian government released that new map in November, what they did was they demarcated this Kalapani territory as Indian territory. If you could see the map here, this was the new map which was released by the Indian government in November, and they clearly telling this Kalapani as Indian territory. This is that Kalapani territory, and this is the Kali river here. That led to the major problem. So what Nepal said was, we are already having diplomatic meetings to solve this issue, and why are you restarting this issue and claiming it as yourself? And they strongly said their objection. And this objection was done, and again diplomatically they were discussing. So that was the issue in the November. Again this issue resurfaced in 2020 because of inauguration of Daruchala Lipulek Pass road. Government of India is constructing a road which is adjoining this Kali river. Okay, this is called as Daruchala Lipulek Pass road. So from here to here they are constructing a road. So with this road, if this road is constructed and opened, what will happen? This entire pilgrimage process will be very simple. Indians are already, they are doing a lot of trekking to reach there. So Government of India and Border Roads Organization, BRO, Border Road Organization is under Ministry of Defence, which construct the roads in the border. That they constructed a road from Darchula from Lipulek Pass till here. So when this road was inaugurated by our defense minister through video conferencing, that led to the strong condemnation from Nepal. What Nepal said was, this region is disputed territory, and in this region India is constructing a road which should not be allowed. So that led to the recent crisis which erupted in the May. So from May 6th onwards, this crisis is going, and it is burning till today. Though the main bone of contention is that according to India, the Kali river starts here. So only from here only the Treaty of Sagoli applies, and this region is already belongs to India according to 1969 agreement between India and Nepal king. But what Nepal government now presently they said this Kunti river is the origin of Kali and not this region, and hence this entire region east of this river belongs to Nepal. So that is what their claim is. So this was the Indian map. To counter Indian map, Nepal released their map treating this Kalapani region as their own territory. See, if you could see this map here, they are showing that this Kalapani region. So this is the Kalapani, that region. They are showing this Kalapani region as theirs. Okay. So this is the issue, guys. Now we will discuss about the Kali river with respect to the geography. So Kali river is also called as Sharda river or Kali river or Mahakali river, originates in the Kalapani in the Himalayas. So at the elevation of 3600 meter in the Pithogar district of Uttarakhand. So this Kalapani territory is located in the Pithogar district. So this district is called as Pithogar district. This entire region is Pithogar district, and this Kalapani is located here. So it joins Ghagra river. Ghagra river is another tributary of Ganges. So it joins as the right bank tributary of the Ghagra river. It takes its name Kali, okay, from the union of two streams at Gunji region. So what India says is that from this Gunji region only it is called as Kali. Okay, from Gunji only it is called as Kali. After this, Kunti meets this Mahakali. See, Mahakali originates here and comes like this. Kunti originates here and comes like this. This Kunti and Mahakali meets together to form Kali here. So it is called as Kali here only from Gunji region. So from this region only this border thing is applicable. Treaty of Sagoli is applicable, and not to the north of it. So that is what India is claiming. After Brahmadev Mandi near Tanaknur, it enters into the Terai. So after it enters this Terai region, we all know Terai region is a region south of the Shivalik ranges. So after Shivalik, we are having this Terai ranges from where the which is a marshy region. So once this river, Kali river, enters the Terai region, it is called as Sharda river. So till the river is existing in the hill, it is called as Kali. Once it reaches the Terai region, that is the plain level, it is called as Sharda. So this can also be a statement. The Kali river is called as Sharda from the region called Tanakpur. So and this can also be from Gunji region only, it is called as Kali. So this is the map, approximate map given. So they have drawn it approximately, but Kali river is like this only. It is sharply the border, and it comes like this. So this is the Kali river, and we are having this Tanakpur here somewhere. Tanakpur is located here. From here only it is called as Shraddha. So till here it is Kali. After this Tanakpur it is called as Shraddha, and Shraddha river is coming like this. And this is the Ghagra river which is coming from Nepal again. This Ghagra river and Sharda river meets in the Barabanki district of Uttar Pradesh. This Gagra goes and meets into Ganga. If you could see one peculiar point, Kali or Sharda is right bank tributary of Ganga, but Ghagra is a left bank tributary of Ganga. See, this is Ghagra river. To this Ghagra river, from the right only this is coming. So you have to see the direction like this. From the right only this Sharda is coming and meeting. So it is a right bank tributary. This right bank left bank tributary is very important to note. So be careful with this, guys. So this is the map of the Sharda river. If you could see here, see in the Gunji only this Kuti river is coming and meeting. See, Kuti river is originating here and it is coming and meeting in Gunji. So till here it is called as Mahakali. From Gunji region it is called as Kali. So Kali region originates here only. Kali river originates only at Gunji, where Kunti and Mahakali meets. The Kali river starts and it goes like this. So these are all the tributaries of Kali river. Left bank tributaries. The left bank tributaries are Chamelia and Ramgan. Okay. So see here only Tinker Pass. We are discussing, right? Tinker is located here. So Chamelia and Ramgun is coming from Nepal. This is Ramgun, Chamelia. And right bank tributaries are Kuti. So we will concentrate only on right bank because they are located in India. So Kuti is a right bank tributary. Dhauli Ganga. So this is called as Dhauli Ganga. Dhauli Ganga is originating in Dhamra region only. This Dhauli Ganga is also a right bank tributary of Kali river. So Dhauli Ganga is one right bank tributary. Then Gori Ganga. Dhauli Ganga and Gori Ganga. Both the rivers are right bank tributary of Kali rivers. You just remember this. Three main important right bank tributaries, Kuti, Dhauli and Gori. Then Sarju, Ladhya, just have this in mind. You see these words and have this in mind, Ladhya and Sarju. So all these five are right bank tributaries. So the reason why I am stressing about this tributary is that UPSC is asking the names of the tributaries in the question. So the proof is this question. This question was asked by UPSC in 2017 preliminary. This was 2017 preliminary. See, from 2015 onwards, the Teesta river is in news because it is an important river which is originating in Sikkim and going to Bangladesh. It is a bone of contention. This river sharing is a bone of contention between India and Bangladesh. Both India and Bangladesh are still yet to resolve this Teesta river issue regarding the water sharing. How much water should be released to Bangladesh and all those things. So this is in news for the past 2 years. From 2015 it was in news, 16 it was in news, and 17 they asked the question about the Teesta river. What they asked the source of the Teesta river. The source of the Teesta river is same as Brahmaputra river. So they are asking source of the river here. Then see, river Rangit originates in Sikkim, is a tributary of Teesta. So they are giving a tributary here. And river Teesta flows in the Bay of Bengal. Now replace same with Kali river. The source of the Kali river is Kalapani region. According to Indian government official statement, it is Kalapani. According to Nepal, it is Limpiadura. But according to Indian government, it is Kalapani. So they can replace the source of the river Teesta as Kalapani. River Rangit originates in Sikkim. So instead of Rangit, they can put river Kuti is a, or river Gauli Ganga is a, which originates in Uttarakhand, is the tributary of Kali river. Or river Kali flows into Bay of Bengal, which is wrong. River Kali goes and joins the Ghagra river. It never flows into an ocean. So that is also wrong. So likewise, they can give the statements with respect to the river. That's why I am stressing on that issue. See, we saw about the map and we discussed the issues in the map. We saw about the river. Now let us see about the Anglo-Nepal war. So Anglo-Nepal war is one of the main reasons that led to the signing of Treaty of Sugauli. See, this is the map of 1805. In 1805, this was the map, and this region is called as Oudh region. This Oudh region belongs to East India Company, and this entire region was belonging to Nepal. So Nepal's empire stretched from Sutlej river. So this is actually the Sutlej river. So this end demarcates the Sutlej river. So Sutlej river means it almost extends till Himachal Pradesh. From Himachal Pradesh to Sikkim, the entire stretch was belonging to the kingdom of Nepal, and the East India Company, after they capturing the Delhi, they were in the territorial expansion mode and they wanted to have a boundary with Tibet. So what they did, they wanted to capture this region so that they can have a boundary with Tibet and they can have trade with the Chinese. So they decided to capture it, so they marched northwards. So parallelly, in the same region during the 1805 and 1810, Gorkhas were the persons who were ruling the entire Nepal region. It was called as Empire of Gorkhas. This Gorkha army only was ruling. This Gorkhan army also wanted to capture the region south. So they also wanted to expand. both the people wanted to expand their army. So naturally, Gorkhas were trying to attack a lot of the border checkposts. The initial attack was started by Gorkhas only. They started this border checkpost attacks in order to capture this region from East India Company. East India Company, in order to retaliation, they converted that retaliation into a full-fledged war. So that led to a full-fledged war in 1814. In 1814, that led to a full-fledged war. Let us see about the war. This battle was called as Battle of Jaitik. In this battle of Jaitik, which took place in 1814, British faced the setback. British thought that they can easily defeat Gurkhas, but Gurkhas were vigorous. They were also called as military tribes, right? So they were very ferocious and they easily defeated the British time. So at that time, the Viceroy was Lord Hastings. See, we are always focusing with the prelims. So UPSC is tend to asking with respect questions like Viceroys and the events which took place during the time. Which of the following is rightly matched? So this is one model which UPSC will ask. Who was the Viceroy and the event took place during the time? So they can ask. Anglo-Nepal War took place during the time of Lord Hastings. So Lord Hastings was the Viceroy during that time, and it took place. Battle of Jaitik took place in 1814. So in this Battle of Jaitik, British faced the setback. Since British faced the setback, British went back and they regrouped and they repowered themselves by bringing all the regiments from the other places and by regrouping all the weapons, and they came back to attack again in 1815. That battle is called as Battle of Melon. So after Jaitik, there is Battle of Melon in 1815. In April 1815, British defeated the Gorkha forces. They occupied the Kumaon region. Kumaon region is Uttarakhand, and they forced the brilliant Gurkha commander Amar Singh Thapa to surrender. So Gurkhas were defeated in 1815. So since the Gurkhas were defeated in 1815 and their top commander Amar Singh was surrendering, so note this name Amar Singh. They can ask in a statement. So since he was surrendering, they signed a treaty called Treaty of Sagoli. So this Treaty of Sagoli led to the conclusion that the region east of the Kali river, so this was the Kali river, that only there is a region east of the Kali river will belong to the Gorkhas, and the region west of the Kali river will belong to East India Company. So after that only, this entire region of Uttarakhand came into the control of East India Company, and that led to the direct border with the Tibet. So Treaty of Sagoli was signed in 1815, but this Treaty of Sagoli was not accepted by the Gorkhas. So even though they signed it, they went back and they didn't accept it. So initially British didn't accept and they came back to fight. Now Gorkhas didn't accept, they came back to fight. They came back to fight in Battle of Makwanpur. Okay, just remember this, that's it, Battle of Makwanpur. So in this Battle of Makwanpur, again General Akhtar Loni. So this General Akhtar Loni only defeated the commander Amar Singh in Battle of Melon. The same General Akhtar Loni again defeated the Gurkha forces in 1816. So this battle Makwanpur took place in 1816. Again in 1816, again Gorkha faced the loss. So now they had to sign it. No other go. They had to sign it and they have to accept it. So this finally it was this treaty was accepted, and it ceded the treaty of Garhwal and Kumaon region and abandoned its claim to Terai regions also and withdrew from Sikkim. So it withdrew from Sikkim and it gave the Garhwal and Kumaon region. This Garhwal and Kumaon region is Uttarakhand to the British. So because of this only, Shimla, Mussoorie and Nainital, Almora, all this region came into the British control. See how UPSC is having linkage. Mussoorie and Anglo-Nepal War is having a linkage. Only after this Anglo-Nepal War, East India Company got control of this Mussoorie, and that further led to converting that as their hill station. So Mussoorie, Shimla, Nainital and Almora, everything came under the British control only after the Treaty of Sagoli. So this is the brief background between the Treaty of Sagoli. With respect to modern India, you can expect questions of two types. One I already said, Viceroy and the event took place. And another thing, you can talk about the chronology. They can give any of this battle in the chronology, like Battle of Jaitik they can give, or Melon or Makwanpur. So you just remember the names, Jaitik, Melon and Makwanpur, because we have to study everything in the current affairs. So they might ask these three battles also in the chronology, 1814, 1815 and 1816. So chronology and Viceroys, these are all the two types of questions which UPSC can ask. So thank you guys. I hope you would have understood the border dispute and the disputed map. Then you would have understood the historical concept of Treaty of Sagoli and the details of Sarda River. Okay. So thank you guys. Stay home and stay safe.